Kelli Brown. I work at the Cerulean West Side Library of the Spartanburg County Public Library System. And I'm here today to talk to you about The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I was originally introduced to this book by a friend of mine who said it was really funny, this is worth listening to, and place it on hold and enjoy it. So I did that without much thought. And then I finally got it after weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of it being on hold for it. And it was worth every moment of it. It's a great book. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Linus Baker is a regular man who goes to work, does his job, keeps his head down. He's been doing this for years. He works at Dichotomy, which is the department in charge of magical youth. And so he's essentially a social worker for orphans that have magical abilities. And his days are the same, mundane, everything's the same. Until one day, extremely upper management calls him into his office for a top secret assignment where he is to go and investigate a orphanage that houses the most dangerous children in the world. Of course, he doesn't know that until he gets there. So he does his job because that is what Linus Baker does. And he goes out there, which happens to be the house in the Cerulean Sea. And there, he gets to meet a fierce garden gnome, a raven, a forest sprite, an extremely shy, weird Pomeranian, an unidentifiable green blob, and the Antichrist. Got it all in this book. And last but not least is the master of the orphanage, Arthur Parnassus. And Linus Baker could never imagine how these people would change his life because he didn't realize his life needed to be changed. While this is a contemporary fantasy story on the surface, beneath the surface there are so many parallels to real life. And one of the biggest messages that I took from this book was the acceptance of others that are different than you. People are extremely fearful of these children and want them to be locked away and be controlled. However, that's not really who they are, and they need a voice to speak for them that is louder than theirs, and to help the world understand that they need the same kindness that others deserve as well. There's also the concept of choosing your own family. Our families aren't always those that we are born into. We get to choose, sometimes we get to choose those people in our life, and this story just highlights all of these. So I listened to this book rather than reading it. I did it as an audiobook through our Overdrive from Libby app, and it was phenomenal. I laughed during it, I cried, I loved every second of this book. One of my favorite characters in here is Chauncey, the unidentifiable green blob, because we really don't know what he is, but he's just this green blob. And all he wants to do in life is be a bellhop for a hotel. Like, he wants to wear the hat, put your clothes away, and it's just, I fell in love with that character. I just want to take him home with me. T.J. Klune has written other books. One of the series that we have here in the library is The Extraordinaries, which is a YA fantasy series. So if you're interested in wanting to read other things of his, we do have the first book in that series. We also have Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire, who in this book is very similar in the fact that they've got children with magical abilities in orphanages and schools, and working through those challenges that they all face together. I hope you enjoy The House in the Cerulean Sea as much as I have. Thank you for listening.